Good evening, glory, and hallelujah to you. What the hell's your story and what's going through you? We're all living like kings off the fat of the land, but we're working like dogs in this bass fishing land. Yes,
Nailed it.
that is true. I'm your host, Pat Renwick, and welcome to another Wednesday night episode, or season 4, episode what? I already lost track.
834.
Episode 4 and 4.
4.
It's my lucky number. Welcome to Stray Cats Outdoor Cartoon Television. Yes. I'm internet high-fiving all of you. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm excited to be back.
Yeah, man.
We're on a bass fishing marathon. It
Yes.
seems everything is bass fishing
There's
these
bass
days.
fishing every day.
Bass fishing everywhere, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm pretty stoked about the whole bass fishing galaxy right now. And you know what else I am extremely stoked about? For the first time ever on Stray Cats Outdoor Cartoon Television, the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show, Mark Menendez joins us tonight. Bassmaster Elite Series icon, Mark Menendez. Yes. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Why have we not had Mark Menendez on yet?
I have no idea.
What is wrong with me?
There's something wrong with
There's
it.
something
You're
definitely.
starting to fix it.
I'm thinking like I'm not thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, the thinking like you're not thinking. But here's the deal. We all know that when we gather here on Wednesday nights, we come to you, Bass family, with fun stew and giggles dumplings.
Always.
And the king of fun stew and giggles dumplings is this guy right over here
That's me.
with the TH Marine shirt on. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the drummer in the band, Ryan Popcorn Shabaticus Motanithitz Bartholomew Whitaker.
Yes.
Yes,
I don't like the way you built me up there. I'm not going to be funny at all.
that was hysterical.
Thank you. I told you. I'm not lying. It's all true.
That was hysterical right there. Hey, speaking of hysterical, let's just swing and ring around the rosy and throw it around the horn and go to this guy. Wait. Hi. Who is it? JP. Hi. It's the hip-hop fisherman. He's the OG, original king of the Ned rig. In fact, he invented the Ned rig, not Ned. Fake news, true story, just made up right now. It's JP High, the hip-hop fisherman. Yes. How you doing, JP?
What up, what up?
What's going on, man?
A lot.
I'm glad we changed you. I can tell.
A lot.
I'm glad we changed you to the Elvis mic over there. You look good with the Elvis mic.
It is hard for me to use this. I gotta get real
You look like,
close.
doesn't he look like a 50s crooner when he does that?
You got to pull it in, man.
Can you go like
I
this?
don't know what that is.
Treat me like a fool, treat me plain and cruel. Give us a little Elvis.
It's my birthday.
That's the song he knows. Well, you know it's a birthday every week here on Stray Cats, right, JP?
Yep.
Every week we give free stuff away. And tonight, compliments of Kevin Van Dam's Line and Lure Conditioner and Bow to Stern Boat Cleaning Products, BTS. We are giving you $50 worth of garb. That's right. We're going to give you enough line and lure to spray on your reels and line all year, and enough BTS to clean your boat 11 times.
Yes, that's
Yes, I had to
exactly
math
right.
that a minute. 11 times. So all you got to do is what, JP High? What do they got to do?
Just like and share this live feed. That's it.
Like and share the
That's
live
it.
feed.
It's the easiest competition on the internet.
It's that simple. Like and share the live Facebook feed. At the end of the night, JP High will announce the winner of the $50 worth of line and lure products. It's that easy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely that easy.
Yeah, you got to be silly to not do it.
Speaking of silly not doing it, whatever that means over there, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, who could it be? Andy, go like this. Like, put your head under the computer and then pop up during the song. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Andrew Ellenberger.
I love how you use a different song for every introduction. for
Recluse
yourself.
Spider.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Trying to fly under the radar.
He's brilliant
Yeah.
back there. It's amazing. You know, and it seems this February is filled with birthdays. You know what I mean, man? It's February.
It's somebody's birthday every day.
Yeah, it's the Valentine
Yeah.
birthday. It's Cupid's month.
Dude.
And did I just spit on you?
No, my mustache keeps getting caught in the microphone.
Yeah, don't do that. You can get electrocuted.
I know.
Your follicles will defollicate.
Yeah.
With the
we don't
electricity.
want to be follicating.
So,
Not before marriage.
you know, the guy that actually created me, besides God, my father,
Right.
James III, it's his birthday today. So let's give it up for James Renwick today.
Yeah.
He is not watching. He doesn't even bass fish. Thinks I'm crazy. He could be right. Happy birthday. I love you, Dad. Yes. Also, you know who else's birthday? Yep. The little munchkin, the spawn of the Ginger Ninja. It's Serafina's birthday. Happy birthday, Sarah. Woo! It's like the Bozo show today, ain't it? This is amazing. Happy birthday to everybody. Hey, enough with this shenanigans. Let's get the show on the road. It's Wednesday night. You know what we do. We have a good time. So put the power poles down. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back with Mark Menendez. Double point. Step up your game. It has been said that professionals are only as good as the tools they work with, and Alpha Angler has developed the ultimate set of tools for you, the competitive angler. Alpha Angler custom rods, brought to fruition by the passion of master craftsman Jake Boomer and 2017 BASS Angler of the Year Brandon Palaniuk. Alpha Angler rods are custom made in the USA. Designed and engineered to be perfect, Alpha Angler utilizes a very unconventional approach to making the very best bass rods, from drop shotting to flipping. Alpha Angler's focus is on building perfectly balanced tournament-grade bass rods at an affordable price. Join the Alphalution today and purchase direct at alphaangler.com. Step up your game. alphaangler.com.
The TH Marine HydroWave H2 KVD Edition is a surefire way to ignite a feeding frenzy. The HydroWave utilizes a sound-emitting technology that imitates bait fish and other feeding fish below the surface that preys on the competitive nature of bass and other game fish to get you more bites. The HydroWave is another way that TH Marine has you covered from transom to trolling motor.
Hey guys, Micah Frazier here. I've got a bait from War Eagle Baits called the Buzz Toad. Big thing lately has been putting a toad style bait on a buzz bait, and preferably it's my favorite way to fish one. This bait here's got a quick planing head, a great hook, and it squeals right out of the package. The body of this bait is big and bulky, so it allows you to skip it. It planes quicker than a skirted bait would. In my opinion, it's just the way to fish a buzz bait. So y'all check this thing out. It's pretty awesome.
Discover the magic of balsa. For decades, professional fishermen and the angling elite come to rely on the fish-catching performance of hand-carved custom balsa lures. PH Custom Lures by Phil Hunt have assembled the comprehensive line of custom balsa baits. The original Huntin' Pete, Bill Lowenstaller Bill, Wesley Strader's Ploppin' Pete, and the new Matt Heron Fudd, in addition to the entire family of PH Custom Lures, are just what you need to get that edge over the competition. Discover the magic of balsa today and visit phcustomlures.com. That's phcustomlures.com. Welcome back to Stray Cast, Outdoor Cartoon Television. I am your host, Pat Renwick. Our next guest has entered his 29th season of BASS competition. He's been in the money 115 times. 5-time classic qualifier. Television show host. 3-time BASS champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Bass Fishing Galaxy, we bring to you for the first time ever on Stray Cast Outdoor Cartoon Television, the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show, Mark Menendez. Yes.
What's up, guys?
Yes.
How are you all?
What's going on, man?
I don't know, but stop right now, Pat. Stop. What is this Mick Jagger stuff that you pulled on me earlier?
Well, you're one of my heroes. I'm not ashamed to admit it. You are,
Whew.
just as
At
Mick
least-
Jagger is. And
Well, I appreciate that, but at least I don't have a physique like Mick Jagger.
that is true. I mean, you wouldn't even be able to flip mats with a physique like Mick Jagger. You know what I'm saying?
No, but there would be sympathy for the devil.
Yeah, there's no.
I'm guessing you don't have to wear therapeutic shoes on stage either.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Well, you never know. Whoa,
Hey.
there goes my TH
Hey.
Marine mug. THMarineSupplies.com. See how that happened? Right there? Boom. But yeah, I mean, you never know in professional bass fishing. You might have to wear therapeutic shoes after being on the deck for 8 hours
That's
every
true.
day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Are you there, Mark? I think Mark froze. Yeah, that's an amazing look he had on his face. Uh-oh, we lost Mark. We already offended him. First time ever on the show, and Menendez hangs up on us. Way to go, Whitaker. I think it's that crap in your
Whoops.
beard.
Yeah, it might be.
Must have offended him. Must have been the circus freaks in Paducah.
I think it was you knocking that thing over.
Yeah,
he saw the unprofessionalism.
Yeah, he saw it.
Like, I'm done with this show.
No, it was a mention about orthotics.
Oh.
That kind of kicked me to the side
Okay,
there, guys.
I guess.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mark.
But anyway, hey, welcome to the show.
Oh.
And Mark is frozen again. He has the happiest look on his face whenever he
He does.
freezes. I
The
think
frozen smile.
between Mark
It's a pro.
and John Cox, they have the best frozen smiles in the business.
JT Kenny's got a solid one
Yeah,
too.
yeah. He's definitely
Coming back from break.
It's the coming back from break JT Kenny smile.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Love JT.
He's got it down though. Doesn't move at all.
What do you think's going on in Paducah? Over
I don't know.
at the Mark, what is
I'm
happening?
back.
What are we doing? Is that us or?
Well, I am getting a call from my mother. I'm sorry, guys. She heard the orthotics and thought there was a sale on them or something.
Looks like a Sealy Posturepedic morning. Or that's for
Could
beds.
be.
I don't even know what that is. But dude, it's great to have you here, man. Where are you? You're at home in Paducah right now? Oh boy. You're back, Mark. And now he's gone.
Am I back? Am I there?
Yep.
And I'm gone. Hold on just a second here.
Okay. It could be the spot.
Could be the spot.
It could be his spot. Maybe he's in
Yeah.
the secret tackle room, and it's built behind basically 4 feet of 16-inch rock face block.
Naturally.
Yeah, because no one else can go in there
No.
and penetrate what is in the secret tackle room of Mark Menendez. I have no clue. But we'll get this figured out.
Yeah.
I have full confidence. I have full confidence in Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm back through the magic of television.
There we are again. All right. I don't know what's happening. You have to be perfectly still, though. Don't even move and only speak to us with your eyes for the rest of the interview.
No one will know.
Okay? Blink twice if you're okay. He's nodding. He's not blinking. I don't think he's okay.
You blinked
There it
18
is.
times. What does that mean?
It's awesome, man. Hey, Mark, let's think about this, Mark. How awesome is it? Let's go back a minute. I'm going to go back to like 1985. Okay? And
Okay.
think about Bassmaster magazine in like 1985, 84 even. All right? And
Okay.
I don't know about you, but there was something that stuck out in my brain. Okay? And I would open up that magazine and I would be dreaming about having a bass boat someday. I'd just be dreaming about it. And there was always 2 ads in the Bassmaster magazine for 2 boats. Do you remember those 2 boats?
One of them at one time was a VL90 Hydrosports, which I started my career in a Hydrosports.
Yep.
On Bassmaster. And
so it's 3.
Other,
3 is correct. There's actually 3 of them then. Sorry, Mark. 3 of them.
Then there was a little Skeeter.
Yep.
That was about 1.5 feet wide.
Yes.
It was a old tri-hull. It was
red and white one.
Champ was what it was called.
Yes, the red and white one.
And then the third one, it was probably one of the best. It was the aluminum boat. It was the little aluminum Bass Champ that you could get through Bassmasters.
Okay, well, I forgot about that one, but the third one is, and you're going to kick yourself, it's the Bassmaster Classic boat that they would show.
I was going there, but I had a lapse because my orthotics were too tight.
Oh, gosh.
The old bathtubs,
We're
right?
stuck on that.
He's dwelling on that. But that red and white Skeeter, that was my dream boat at the time, okay? Which brings me to the point. Look where we have gone. Isn't science and bass fishing crazy? I mean, think about it, man. Think about it. We're looking at Bassmaster magazines, looking at what we think is high-tech bass fishing equipment, and now you and I are talking to each other on a bass fishing talk show via Skype, and we're broadcasting to the entire bass fishing galaxy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
you
crazy.
Remember the Harry and Charlie episode where they had the bass boat of the future?
Yeah.
And there wasn't a trolling motor shaft coming off the front of the boat. It was built in, and it folded out and went down through the center of the front deck.
Yes, sir.
We're not far from that.
Space age, buddy. Space age. Look where bass fishing is gone, man. I mean, think about it. It's just the evolution is here. And what an exciting time to be involved, no matter how you are involved, in professional bass fishing. Okay?
It is a good time. It is a real good time. I think I'm the most excited for the opportunities for young people. I just came from a high school bass club meeting. That's why I was running late with you guys. High school and college bass fishing are the future. And it's the first time the industry and or the organizations have recruited the next generation. Right now, in the Elite Series, 20% of the current Elite Series anglers are former college bass fishermen.
Those are big
That's
stats. Huge stats.
That's huge.
Wow.
And that's only going to go up. That's only going to go up.
And that's perfect that you bring that up. You know, the evolution there, along with the bass science and getting into bass fishing and the opportunities. But what I want to ask you, I want you to go way back in your songbook there, Mark. And
okay.
Let's think about what got you, well, basically what lit the candle under your ass about fishing. You know what I mean? Besides the catch. I mean, what's the element? And not even a person. I'm twisting it up here a little bit. What's the element that got you into fishing?
Well, if you'll call my mom back, she's got pictures of me fishing in a minnow bucket with a stick and a string after 2 minnows that were left over after a fishing trip when I was about 24 months old.
You had it bad. Buddy.
I've always had it bad. And we moved into town in the early 70s. And that's when bass clubs were exploding. And my next door neighbor was a bass clubber. Now, this man took the time from the time I was 10 years old to 14 years old to fish with me every weekend, at least Saturday and or Sunday, missing church on Sundays, for 4 years before he was transferred out of the area with the telephone company. Now, his name is Clyde Watts.
Okay.
And Clyde is still living. He's 92 years old.
That's a bass fishing name, Mark. Sorry to interrupt, but Clyde Watts?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Clyde took the time to teach a 14-year-old kid, 10 to 14 years old, the theories of fishing, pattern fishing, and seasonal patterns. And when that happened, then it was all over. I was going to be a professional fisherman at the age of 10 and ever since. And I've been lucky enough to follow that rainbow ever since. So it was mentors. Maybe it was meant to be. I did get my degree in fisheries biology at Murray State. Had they had competitive fishing back then, I'd still be a second semester freshman.
Yeah, exactly.
No
Think about it. We'd be Van Wilders of college bass fishing right now, wouldn't we?
Absolutely. So
that's a great movie right now.
Been embedded.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. And again, you said maybe the element could be the mentoring. That could be the element right there, and not necessarily the person, but the element. And we have to have that. We have to have that element of mentoring in professional bass fishing. There needs to be someone to show people the way, not only about how to catch fish, but I don't know, could we even go as far as to say how to behave?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Don't get me started on that part of it. Our society runs at a Mach 1 speed. And
Absolutely.
There aren't many gentlemen's sports left in this world. And that is just evolution. Things change, things morph into whatever they do. But tennis, I was a high school and college tennis player. Tennis is still a gentleman's sport. Golf is still a gentleman's sport where you call foul on yourself, take the penalty stroke, and you go on. But fishing has that same element. And I think that some of our fishing organizations have shown anglers fishing rub rail to rub rail and argumentative situations and things like that. And we've done a disservice to our young people and showing them that this is the new way, that it is dog eat dog. Last week, I was fishing against one of my heroes. Right over my shoulder was Rick Clunn fishing the opposite bank that I was.
That's crazy.
I finished third. He wins the tournament. One of my close friends said that it was really scary watching us on live, Bassmaster Live, because we were doing the identical same thing. The way we were picking apart the cover, the same choice of lures, the same choice of placement.
It was
the
awesome.
Tide, whole 9 yards. So we all learn from someone, but the real responsibility here in fishing, guys, is passing this on to the next generation. And that's why I stayed at Bass to fish my final years of my career, right there, to pass it on and make the sport better.
There you go. Awesome. I mean, and well said too, Mark. Well said. Now, with that being said, I want to ask you, let's go back to like 1999. Okay. You had a great 1998. You had your victory in 98 also. Okay, that's the first time I remember you winning, 98. So let's go and take it to the beginning of the 1999 season.
Okay.
And think about how you felt then. Now, let's jump ahead to just last month, the beginning of the 2019 season. Give me a little comparison of how you felt between those two seasons. They would both have to be pretty exciting seasons and scary.
Well, they were. In 99, I was getting my feet under me. I had made a classic in 97. I caught the biggest bass in bass history in 97. And then I win my first event in 98. So I was starting to gain some credibility and getting my feet under me and establishing a solid career. And that was great. I mean, it's what I always wanted to do. Heck, I signed my high school yearbooks. I can show you my wife's high school yearbook saying, future bass pro.
I seen.
That dream kept moving through. But right now, in this point in my career, I'm probably more excited about what's going on in fishing than I have been since 99. There's no doubt about it. These new faces, the new camaraderie with the anglers and the organization. Back there in the weigh-in stage, guys, we're all laughing. What'd you catch, man? Oh, I got a 9-pounder. Really? I got a 10. How much you got? Well, I got 28 pounds. Well, I got 26. It's really cool to see these new faces coming into bass. And what I really want to dispel immediately is the lack of name recognition for these young kids. I was asked this question 3 or 4 times last week at the Bassmaster event. What about the name recognition of these people? And I said, wait to the third tournament. Wait to the third tournament, and you're going to know the names of the new players. And I promise you it will come to fruition.
That's exciting right there.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about excitement. For you as a veteran, for veteran fans as well, hey, any new excitement is great, you know?
Well, it is. The promo that you built with that picture of me holding the crankbait in the black and white, one of the young kids, Derek Hudnall, he sends me a text message that says, yeah, dude, that looks like a Dos Equis commercial.
Yeah.
And so I replied back to him and I said, when I fish,
Yeah.
I only fish the Elite Series.
Outstanding.
So he got a blast out of that.
I think we have a new meme to make for him, don't we, Andy? That's our producer, Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja, that does all that crazy stuff. That's outstanding. That's nuts, man. Hey, I want to talk a little bit about the Derby on the St. John's, because what a special event. Obviously, what a third place finish for you and your friend and mentor Rick Clunn pulling off the dub. I mean, just what an amazing event. All those fish, it was magical, man. I mean, if kind of sum it up for us, dude. Sum up that magic in the Mark Menendez way.
Big fish rock, dude. That's all there is to it. People want to see big bass caught, and we got caught in a perfect storm. Practice was miserably tough. The water was in the high 50s. And as you know, those Florida bass are big babies. They're not real active when the water's cool. But the water temperature raised about 6 inches. It came up from, or 6 degrees rather. It came up from about 58-ish to 64, and it kicks those fish into gear. A new moon was coming, and it pushed all those fish shallow. So the one thing that is a misnomer on the whole thing is I didn't whack them. It was very tenuous and tedious in my boat. First day of the tournament at 11 o'clock, I got zilch, dude.
Okay.
Zilch. Not a fish.
That's nerve-wracking.
At 12, there was 24.9 in the tank with one that weighed almost 10. So where I may have gone wrong in the tournament and I lost the event, if I were to lose the event, was I went and practiced for 4 more hours. I went and covered water I'd wanted to go look at, didn't have time to, never got another bass, another bite. But had I stayed and caught another giant, I win the event because I had a 2-pounder in the bag. Clunn said the very same thing. He left with 17.5 pounds the first day, and he made that same statement to me. So I was only getting 5 to 10 bites a day, but I knew that the way I was fishing, I was targeting those bigger fish, fishing deeper than everybody else was, that if I got a bite, there was a good chance it was going to be a good one. And that's a tough way to spend 4 days, hoping that you're going to get your 5th fish in the boat. But I managed to make it happen.
And it was the grind that we watched was just a classic bass fishing clinic. Now, you didn't wreck them, but you were catching them like I think how 90% of America loves to see bass caught. Chunking and winding, dude. Flipping and pitching, the good old-fashioned, the good. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Then the third day, I picked up a spinnerbait and had 3 grown ones train wreck it. Some of the best spinnerbait bites I've had in probably 15 years.
It was amazing to watch.
Then I'm ready the 4th morning because the conditions are the same, and it's like they put a sign up that says, we're not eating a spinnerbait today. So I had to figure out how to catch them on the 4th day.
They sent an office memo. Yep.
They did.
Happens
They
every
really
time.
did. And I didn't get the damn memo. So. But it worked out. What an event. What an excitement to see. Am I disappointed? No, because I didn't lose any fish that would have helped me gain another point or another ounce. And to see the master, the Zen man himself, come through with 2 10-pound fish. Hey, pat him on the back and say, hey, I'll get you next time.
That's amazing. Hey, give us an example of like something that Rick Clunn might say to you in the weigh-in line. Something rando.
Rick is so misunderstood. He has the driest, most pointed sense of humor of anybody on tour.
We've had him on.
He said something.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
He'll turn your head and you're like, did that really come out of your mouth? When I caught that big bass in 97 at Richland Chambers, that 13-pound, 9-ounce fish, called me over immediately because he was very excited for me. He said, now this is in Clun-like style. He says, now, Mark, I want you to think about all the influences that got you to this point. And I want you to think about all the decisions that you have made to get to this point. And then I want you to think about the tournament practice and how you got into that area and how you made your way back over there in the fog on today's day. And what do you think about all this, Mark? And of course, me being the smart aleck that I am, I said, Rick, I made the luckiest cast ever. And he got so upset with me, he stood up and walked off, and his wife, Melissa, couldn't even breathe. She was laughing at me. So he's really cool.
Yeah, we had a great time with him on the show.
It was awesome.
But, that I want to make a little Clun Menendez comparison here because I've heard you speak about this, and I've read about this before, where you actually had those feelings. Let's not even say feelings. You knew you were going to win on 2 occasions. You knew it. I remember, like Talk, he knew it. He did.
Yeah, like Talk.
Yeah.
Definitely. I won my Bass Club Classic as a 15-year-old young man. And 2 weeks prior to the tournament, I told all my buddies I were going to win. And they called BS on me. And I said, no. The wind's got to get out of the north, the skies need to get gray, and the lake get rough, and I'm going to win the tournament. I knew it beyond a shadow of a doubt. I won the tournament by 4 pounds as a 15-year-old young man.
Awesome. I've
had this phenomena happen many times, and when I won Pickwick in 97, I knew I was going to win. But the one that sticks out the most was in 2005, I contracted meningitis in February at the Gunnersville Top 150 event. I spent 17 days in the hospital. I tried to check out. I tried to jump out the back of the live well and go to the big fishing hole in the sky.
Wow.
And I fought my way back from the illness. The Southern Opens didn't start until the 1st of June. So I entered those, and my wife, Donna, bless her heart, at the time, she says, I just want you to do well. And I had this inner murmur, this inner feeling that the planets were all lining up. And I said, sweetheart, I'm going to win.
Wow.
She says, I just want you to do your best. I'm so proud of you. You're doing better. You're feeling better. I said, no, you're not hearing me, honey. This is over. I'm going to win. I had no idea how I was going to win. I had no plan. But when I got there, the pattern availed itself. I was on it. Nobody else was on it. And I win the event by 7 pounds. So it's an intuitiveness that happens with fishermen when they get really familiar with what it takes to get ready for the event, what it takes on that body of water, the seasonal pattern. One bite can throw you either in the winner's circle or take you completely away like it did with me at Lake Lanier last week. I hooked a fish in practice that was bigger than anything I hooked all week at St. Johns River. I hooked a real giant. It scared me how big this fish was.
Holy cow.
And I chased largemouth all week, and I shouldn't have done that on a spotted bass lake. My fault, but I thought that's where the planet was taking me. Now, the planet can train wreck your butt, too, and it did last week. So
I see. But, yeah, I mean, and obviously I personally have never experienced it on that level where I'm going to win a major tournament or a major event like that. But certainly I think all of us could probably relate to certain life circumstances where we knew something was going to happen.
Sure.
It's that, whether it's a fish catch or whether it's a special lady in your life, whatever it could possibly be. I know. And that's magical, dude. Plain and simple.
It is, and I liken it to being on a bowling alley. I know that if I can keep the ball on the bowling alley to the end down there where the pins are and keep it out of the gutter, I'm going to win. And you have to fight within yourself to not take yourself into the gutter and let this thing develop. And that's what happens at St. John's. Just let it develop. Don't push. Never say, I got to do this. I got to catch a 4-pounder. I got to catch a 6-pounder. I got to catch 3 more. Just let it happen, and you're far more efficient when those things happen. So, it's an amazing feeling. It's something I can't control. Clun and I have talked about this. He's had some of those same celestial feelings, And it's just magic, and it's harmony. The world is at peace when that happens.
I
The
know.
Stones are not playing in your head when that's going on.
It's more like Yanni, something like
It could be.
It could be. Hey, I want to go back. I didn't ask you that spinnerbait that you were throwing there. You brought out the old title magic, the old black and purple, the old purple people eater, the Purplesaurus Rex. You know what I'm saying? Why'd you do that? Why does everyone know now?
You know, if you look at my past tournament results, last year, the opening tournament, I finished in the top 10 at Lake Martin, and I caught them on 3 discontinued lures, oldies. And I guess it's because of all the gray hair. You can see all the experience and all the gray hair under that skeeter hat.
Distinguished.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. As an angler, you're put into situations. And in tennis and golf are muscle memory sports. So you teach your body to make those swings with the racket or the club and muscle memory. So as an angler, you're put into situations, and if you can utilize those in the future from the past, you build on your strengths. And I used to catch a lot of fish on a black spinnerbait. But the cool thing was with that skirt, it was black, purple, green, and brown. Yeah. I saw a brim swimming down the bank, and I'm like, well, son of a gun, I've got some skirts like that. And what's funny is the skirts came from one of my marshals, Miss Elizabeth Moree from Mississippi. And she says, I want to give you some of these cool skirts that a friend of mine puts on his jigs. And I pulled that out, put it on that black spinnerbait, and I blast them. Now, I caught them good at the Kentucky Lake event last year. The first day I caught a limit of fish in a very difficult tournament on a black spinnerbait. So maybe we ought to go back a little bit in time and fish some of these old baits that were productive. I don't know.
It really seems like the spinnerbait is making a comeback.
Huge. It's making a huge.
Maybe it never went away.
It didn't go away. It didn't go away. People just.
Do you guys think that those bass are going to not hit the spinnerbait?
No, they're too smart now. No, they got social media. They don't hit spinnerbaits. What's wrong with you?
Rude. But everybody's throwing a vibrating jig anymore, which is a great bait. And I want to do something a little bit different. And that spinner bug has put a ton of money in my pocket in the last 3 years.
And when I saw you throwing that bait, I mean, it's pretty much a lot of people know that maybe one of the best brim imitating colors is that black, purple with the green, and the brown. It
looks just like them. It looks just like them.
Everybody thinks you have to have the green pumpkin with the blue and the orange throat part of the skirt, right? But
yeah,
that's
they don't all look like that.
That is true, man. Hey, so that's to me, I call that a tuck away. That bait, that skirt, that's a tuck away. Yeah. Dude.
Well, my girlfriend is she's an exercise instructor, and it's tuck and hold in her business.
Tuck and hold. All right, well that's perfect. Let's call it the tuck and hold. The tuck and hold.
Yeah.
Now we all have some tuck and holds in our tackle boxes. You know what I'm saying? We keep them stashed away. You gave an example of that skirt right there, but give me an example of some classics that are in your tackle box.
My tackle box.
Yeah. You just bring out. You tuck them away for that special situation. What do you got there?
Golly, I've got so many. You should see my tackle box. There's so much crap in it.
I'm sure it's crazy.
I'm a big fan of getting baits painted, and I came out with a group of baits from Strike King, the Mark Menendez Color Series. That's through a distributor here in Kentucky, and one of them we call Moongill, and that's
our producer's favorite.
For 25 years, it's been in my tackle box, and I gave that one up. And that's one that I've had painted in lots of different styles of baits, square bills, Series 3s, Series 5s, even 6XDs. That's a tuck away right there. I'm trying to think of something else that's really cool that I've got a lot. How many of you guys have got old tackle boxes that smell like old dirty socks?
I love it.
Butyrate made plastic baits. And I have tons of those, everything from jerk baits to deep diving plugs to big square bills, all of it. I mean, butyrate is a better material for bass fishing. I mean, it just is a better deal. But I don't know. I've got some old plastic worms that are probably 25 or 30 years old, and I'll get a couple of those out every now and then. And Mr. Twister used to make a deal called a centipede that was my favorite as a kid.
Oh, heck yeah. I remember
that's kind of a cool one that I'll pull out sometimes.
How about the Mark Menendez suspending rogue jerkbait?
Well, if you scratch the name off of that, they catch a hell of a lot more fish. But that's there's some of those that are awful good, that are awful favorites of mine. So yeah, I'm a complete collector. I'm obsessed with it. I mean, when's the last time you caught one on a Little George?
Yeah, like since I was 12, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that thing still catches fish too. So it's really neat to go back and find those old things that work. And for me, knowing how to work those older baits, I feel like it can give me a little bit of an advantage, if nothing else, more confidence, because I know nobody else in the whole darn bunch has got one of them. So
exactly, I guarantee if you tie on a Bagley Honeybee 3 or just a little honeybee, not a Balsa B3, but a honeybee, there ain't nobody throwing a honeybee, buddy. You know,
especially in a rainbow trout color. And I've got 3 or 4 of those. Boy,
look at him! Look at him! I'll bet. Do you have the pumpkin seed True Life edition?
No, I don't have any of those left. They didn't survive.
Those are worth about $900 in a honeybee if you have those.
In the pumpkin seed. I'll have to go look.
In the True Life series pumpkin seed. In fact, if you have any Bagleys in the True Life pumpkin seed color, you're in business, Mr. Menendez.
Well, I'll have to call my friend Lee Sisson that worked for Mr. Bagley for all those years, see how many he's got stored and try to snipe a few from him.
Lee probably does. And I'll tell you, I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but long story short, I actually used to work for Mr. Bagley, Wayne Davis, and Lee Sisson. When I was about 8 or 9 years old, I was an official field tester for Bagley Baits. And how amazing was it as a 10-year-old kid to walk through the factory with Jim Bagley, with Bill Dance, with Lee Sisson, and experience things like that. I'm a Bagley freak, but enough about that. We'll have another conversation about that.
Well, my first pro staff was with Tom Mann.
Isn't that amazing?
I was a Mann's pro staffer, and I caught with Mr. Watts, with Clyde. We fished a lot up here in the late winter, catching big, giant spotted bass, catch a lot of 3.5, 4 pound spotted bass. And he made a little bitty grub called a jellyworm grub. And I wrote in 10-year-old writing to Mr. Tom Mann that I needed more of those because I bought all that the store had and they hadn't replaced them. And lo and behold, a box full of Mann's baits with an application and the whole 9 yards. And I did that for about 15 years after that. So
absolutely
that's
amazing.
Pretty cool.
That is so cool. And I remember that old Stingray grub, that little Mann's grub deal. We were looking at that before the show, actually.
It was a fish catcher then. He'll still catch them.
Absolutely. You know, in all this talk about lures, and I was talking with our producer Andy the other day, and he brought up an amazing point that, you know, we all think that you bass fishing professionals have a secret weapon. Okay, so you're pulling out Excalibur, and now it is time to catch your 5 bass limit. But it is not. I mean, if we're watching all 3 leagues, if we're watching FLW, we're watching BASS, we're watching the Bass Pro Tour, everybody's doing the same damn thing. We see it. It's a rotation of power baits 90% of the time. Obviously, the last
90% of the time, unless you land on one little intricate thing that allows you to be able to fish behind somebody or fish a little deeper. You know, 90% of the time we do a lot of the same things. And what really becomes the main thing is what's right here, right between here, is making decisions. And the better decision makers are the guys that win that week.
Exactly. And just a different, and also there's subtle variations of baits. If you notice, like there's always going to be a Texas rig, there's always going to be a spinner bait. Like, and there was your variation on your spinner bait, the subtlety that might make it more palatable between the ears, like you said.
Yeah, it does. And then confidence is the thing that probably gets talked about less. If you're confident about where you are and what you're doing, you're going to be successful. But if you're having that gut feeling, man, I should be 40 miles down the lake and should be doing something totally different. And you run down there and stay 20 minutes and turn around and come back. You don't have that confidence, and you're not going to be. You're trying to get that Hail Mary throw, and that's not going to work. If you stay within yourself and remain calm, you sure do catch a lot more fish. It seems like.
It's amazing. It's so easy to spin out, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. When you're paying big entry fees and you haven't caught a fish and mama is at home yelling at you because you didn't do the yard when you left and kids have got bloody noses and, it's pretty easy to spin out. It's a tough way to do it. And, it's a tough way to make a living. Everybody sees the guy at the end of the week holding $100,000 check up. Well, I mean, everybody would love to win $100,000, but there's so much energy and effort that goes into this sport that is not seen by the average person. And it's, I've never worked a day in my life, not for the last 29 years, because I love what I do. Getting on a plane tomorrow, I'm going to the Wisconsin Fishing Expo in Madison, Wisconsin. Going to be up there hanging out with fishing fans and teaching fishing. But the travel sucks. I hate the travel anymore. I'm gone so much. I'm a single father, losing my wife 5 years ago. My children need me. They're 13 and 14 years old, but I have to provide for them. And this is how I do it. So it's a tough deal. It's a tough gig for a lot of people in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, man. And you're definitely a perseverer. There is no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. Hey, you ever think like you're not thinking?
Does that answer the question?
Yeah, that was perfect. You ever play a game show before?
I don't guess I've ever been on a game show.
Well, you're about to be on a game show, and it's called Think Like You're Not Thinking.
Think like you're not thinking. Okay.
Are you ready to play the first edition ever of Think Like You're Not Thinking?
This is a brand new
You
game.
are my guinea pig,
This is
Mr.
brand
Menendez. Yes.
I don't even know what it's going to be.
Yes, it's Think Like You're Not Thinking. Here it is. Miss Jackson? Maestro? Give me a beat. Yeah. It's time for Think Like You're Not Thinking with Bassmaster Elite Series touring professional Mark Menendez. And I'm your host, Pat Redway. Hey, let's think like we're not thinking now with Mark Menendez. It's the new theme song. I just made that one up. That's how it goes, Mark. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a word or a phrase, and you tell us the first thing that pops into your mind. You ready? Think
Okay.
like you're not thinking. Okay, here we go, Mark. Something that you saw on the internet that your kids had to explain to you what it was.
The on button.
The on button. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. It's your shoulda, woulda, coulda moment.
Ooh, God. We don't have enough time. There's a lot of those.
Give us one.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Oh, darn. I don't know, Pat. Dang, I mean, I should have probably studied harder in school.
Did you study hard in school? Me too. I always just wore a baseball cap and sat next to smart kids and still got good grades. That's how I did it. Name 5 things that are always in your pocket.
5 things. Carmex, keys, cell phone, wallet, and change.
And change. Okay, there it is. You never know.
Carmex first.
It's time for a change.
Got to have smooth lips.
That was the first thing that came out.
Yeah.
That was awesome. See,
I
we
like
played
that.
this game. We get to know the guy. You know what I mean? This is a get to know the guy game. You know what I'm saying?
This
here?
guy does not like chapped lips.
Name 2 famous cartoon characters, like a team, a cartoon duo team.
Well, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Okay, so Rocky is to Bullwinkle as Bill Dance is to ?
Rocky is to Bullwinkle.
Yeah,
And Bill Dance is to Ray Scott.
is to Ray Scott.
Nice.
I like the analogy. Okay, I kind of had Roland in my head, but I like where you're going.
Well, without Ray, none of us would be here.
That is true. Gosh,
Without,
that is so
Uncle
true.
Ray, that's the big deal right there. With what he's done for the sport, and Now he was a wheeler and dealer. Now Ray was a lot of fun. You talk about a guy that was quick on his feet. So he'd play this game really well.
We got to get Ray on.
It was a hell of a compliment to Bullwinkle.
Yeah, exactly. It's a hell of a Whitaker out of the gallery. I love it. I can never.
What's in that mug he's drinking?
Oh, water. It's a lot of water.
I call Bullwinkle on that.
He called Bullwinkle. I'll show you what's in this TH Marine mug. Watch this. Nothing.
Prop.
Dreams.
It's
See
a
that?
prop.
It is. It's a fancy
It's a
talk
thought
show
without
host
thinking.
set prop.
There
Boom.
you go.
Okay. I can never pass by one of these on the road without stopping. Where is that place?
Waffle
Mark?
House.
The Waffle House. What do you get?
I get eggs and cheese,
Eggs and
raisin
cheese.
toast, and bacon, and side of tomatoes.
Did not hesitate. He knows exactly what he likes. He knows exactly what he likes. Glass rods or graphite rods for crankbaits?
Oh, gee, really? There's only one choice. It's old school.
Thank you,
It's
sir.
glass.
Thank you, sir. Once you go glass,
Yep.
you never go back. You know what I mean?
You catch more bass if you go glass.
Yeah,
Boy,
that's right. That's right. What's good for the goose is good for the glasser.
Yeah. Jig in the
yeah.
bush. is
Yeah.
worth-
There once was a lady from Glasgow who liked to be touched in the glass
yeah.
crankbait rod. Pick
Mhm.
one, swim jig or vibrating jig.
Oof, I love a swim jig bite. It's as good as it gets.
The swim jig bite over the vibrating jig.
Yeah, I mean, it's the vibrating jig. It's one of the categories of fishing that I have a problem with. I miss a lot of fish with that thing. A buzzbait, y'all have a lot of fun watching me throw a buzzbait.
Are you
But a
throwing
vibrating jig,
Are you throwing the chatter chicken on the glass rod?
yes.
Okay.
And throwing it on braid, and I'm doing the whole 9 yards. And there's 3 or 4 techniques that I struggle with, and that's one of them. Now, swim jig, if he bites it, I got him.
You got him. Well, that's kind of one of the
Yeah.
other questions on here. I avoid this technique at all time. What technique is that?
It's a buzzbait.
It's a buzzbait.
I will take it away from a fish. I literally throw it and turn my head and look the other way.
Wow.
That's how I fish a buzzbait.
It's the best way to get a bite. Look away.
You dang right.
It sure is. Those elements of surprise. You're like, oh, yep, he's on. He's on. There's no doubt. So give me 4 alternative swear words to use during live bass coverage. 4 alternative swear words.
Holy moly,
Holy moly. That's all.
golly, gosh, and dag nabbit.
Dag nabbit.
Dagnabbit.
There's a bunch of them. There's golly bum, too.
Dad gum.
Dab gum. Golly bum. Great Caesar's ghost.
Yeah, we've heard golly bum a lot.
Golly bum's been
That
happening
one's really been hot.
a lot. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. It's
And
not.
I've been known to say son of Byford too.
We've heard you with a few superlatives. You like the guy in Christmas Story.
You know, you get in the moment on live, and you really get focused on what's going on, and you know that the world's out there watching. And sometimes you just get so focused on what you're doing, and you miss a fish, and it just slips. And I just want to go on record for saying I apologize when they slip. I don't mean to say that. But sometimes it just happens, and we're all working on that because we got a lot of kids that are watching us, and we want to try to be good role models.
I know, but it is natural. Things happen. We do need to be aware, but that does happen. Here's the question: chartreuse blackback, chartreuse greenback, chartreuse brownback, chartreuse purpleback.
Chartreuse and brown.
Does it really matter though to the fish, or does it matter to us? Is it back up here, Mark?
A lot of that is, watercolor's a big deal, and I'm a big person on color, particularly with a plug. When that plug rotates and flashes, how does the color gradient make that chartreuse pop, or how do those 2 colors together, does it make it pop, or does it just make it kind of roll? And color's a big deal. I work with a guy here, Mike Russell from Bag 5 Baits here locally, who is the best painter in the world, and we spend a lot of time in his studio playing with color, and he's taught me a lot about color.
So it does matter.
Wow.
I like it.
I never
does.
even thought
I think it
about
does.
that.
About what?
The way the color looks as it's wobbling.
It's true. The different
The way
hue,
it
the way the
blends.
hues blend. Every
Yeah,
color of the
you
rainbow.
take a green tomato Strike King crankbait, that's the blackback, black crawfish,
Sure.
red side with the chartreuse bottom. And when it rolls, when that chartreuse comes out from under it, dude, it catches them in cold water. I mean, it catches. I've got 5 of them tied on right now.
Why is that?
For my next fishing trip, just because of that.
That's crazy. Because of that roll in the hue. Do you think that's the answer?
I think that pop is so unnatural in their environment, and we want to mimic or make things unnatural in their environment to get their attention. If I start throwing stuff, you're going to think I'm going Ike and Nelly. That's an abnormal behavior, but I would get your attention really quickly. And I do that a lot in seminars, and I scare the crap out of people. I literally threw my Bass Mafia box through the ceiling in Collinsville, Illinois.
Wow.
It was hilarious. It didn't come back. I lost it.
But it didn't break.
How does
It didn't break,
It
did it?
didn't break.
No,
Exactly.
it's in one piece.
I during a seminar last Saturday at a Cabela store, I actually flipped a practice plug underneath an Amish woman's skirt. Yes, that happened. Super embarrassed when that
Not
happened.
going there.
It really
Not
did.
going there.
It's not a true story I made up. It's an actual story.
It's a good shot.
Let's get back with the game. I got more stuff to get to know about Mark Menendez so he can think like he's not thinking. Let's get back. Here we go.
All right.
It's not your axe to grind, Mark Menendez. It's not your axe to grind.
Not my axe to grind. Oh, when 2 anglers get out there and this is my hole and your hole, and get over it. Go on about your business. There's
on.
plenty of other places to fish.
That's right.
Get on about it. It's the most useless fishing invention ever. Most useless fishing
most
invention
useless fishing invention ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna call me out on it. Y'all remember the old color selector?
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Lauren Hill.
Dr. Lauren Hill,
Yeah.
Kenyon Hill's dad.
Yeah.
Kenyon's gonna kill me. But when I dropped the probe in the water, I already had the bait on there that it said anyway.
It always says green pumpkin,
Yeah,
right?
is it green pumpkin or black blue?
It said black and blue an awful lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then sometimes when it was cold, it would say the tomato craw.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah.
chartreuse tomato craw. I get it right there. If you had to pick a guy to play you in your life story, the movie of Mark Menendez, who's the actor?
Ooh, God, that's a good one. De Niro would be good.
I could see that.
You couldn't understand him.
Yeah.
Fishburne would know everything to say or to do. Zona would probably come the closest because he could wear the mullet of the 1980s better than the rest of them.
Gotcha. Okay. So we'll take Zona. Now here's another one. I want you to pick somebody. Let's say you're fishing a derby at Lake St. Clair.
Okay.
You make a little wrong turn in Detroit. Get yourself back.
Oh, I've done that. I've done that.
Oh, I'll bet you have. We all have. You get yourself backed into a little alley with some rough-looking characters.
Pull into that empty lot.
Yeah. Who's the guy you want sitting next to you in the truck to back your ass up? Who's the guy?
There's a new guy on tour, and he's a great big teddy bear, and that's Frank Talley.
Okay.
He's a monster of a man, and he's sweet as can be. But, I mean, just for either that or my chiropractor, Dr. Scott Stevens, who is just from a little ways up there on the Canadian side on the Huron River, So either Scott Stevenson or Frank Talley would work because they're both big guys.
Chiropractor's a good choice.
Yeah. I think that
It
could
cracks
be
some skulls.
a new trend, and it could be helpful to you on the road.
Absolutely.
You could travel with a chiropractor, a masseuse, a chef.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're on to something here. A caddy.
I think so too.
A caddy. The whole deal. The whole deal.
Yeah.
Tackle caddy.
Yeah.
We're totally on to something. Okay, now here's probably the toughest question of the whole bunch.
All right.
It is the number 5 rated bass fishing talk show on the planet.
The number 5 rated.
Yeah, it's number 5.
Oh God, who can I throw under the bus on that? Number 5 rated.
Yeah, number 5 rated.
Jeffries does Bass Zone Live, and then I've done so many podcasts lately.
That's what I'm saying. They're everywhere.
They are everywhere.
Coming out of the
Number
woodwork.
5 rated. I'm gonna have to go with Stray Cast.
Stray Cast is the number 5 rated.
That's correct.
Bass fishing talk show on the planet in our 4th season. We have already made it up to number 5. Yes. Yes, the little talk show that could. That is us, Mark Menendez.
That is what we were on the ratings last week, too.
Yeah, number 5.
Yeah,
Number 5. And I make these ratings up, so
We came up from
just-
17.
Yeah, it's really irrelevant. Hey, let's talk about Bass Fishing TV, especially Mark Menendez Bass TV. What you got going on there, bud?
Well, it's kind of a bucket list thing. It's a regional television show I have here on the local NBC affiliate. We're going into our 2nd year. It's something I always wanted to do. I partnered with a close friend of mine here in Paducah, Jeff Pierce, Pierce Productions, and we wanted to help teach people to fish. It seems like the fishing television side of things has gone strictly to competitive. It's me against you or you against whomever and whatever, and there's not enough education involved.
Okay.
Bill Dance is the forerunner of education, and Bill has taught millions and millions of people to be better fishermen. And one of the things, guys, that I wanted to do when I decided to be a pro fisher, there was 3 things I wanted to do. One was I wanted to fish a Bassmasters Classic. That's an obvious tournament thing. You want to go to the big show. The second thing was when my name was brought up, people would say, the guy really knows what he's talking about. And the third thing was to bring more people to the sport that I love. And if I can teach people to be better fishermen, and kids particularly, keeps people out of a lot of damn trouble. I mean, you give a kid a rod and a reel or a shotgun with adult supervision, he comes home with muddy clothes and dirt under his fingernails and smelling like a fish or killing a squirrel or whatever he's done. That kid generally does well in school. He generally follows instructions very well from grown-ups, and he doesn't have a lot of problems as he grows up through his adolescence. So if we can build better people through fishing, I'm all for it. And that's what I love to do with this television show. Help people become better anglers. And there's a lot of time on the water between these ears. And there's a few things that I can teach a few people about. So
I'm sure
that was the major deal.
And
That's awesome.
So it will only air regionally then?
At this point, last term we were on a classic television channel, had a moderate viewership. This year we're on the NBC affiliate. I'm in 1.5 million homes this year,
Awesome.
which we're really excited about that. We do have one episode on YouTube. It's on Mark Menendez Bass TV, the YouTube channel. It's episode 13. It's a little lake called Lake Brashear here close to us. I had never been there, guys. Pat, I'd never fished the lake. And I took seasonal pattern and tried to catch the best 5 I could. I ended up with about a 14-pound day, caught 13 or 14 keepers over the course of the day, and ended up showing exactly why I did what I did and why I chose the areas, and the fish cooperated really well. So it was a pretty cool little show.
I'm so happy that you're doing that style of show. My favorite show for the longest time was that Classic Patterns, and that was the reason why.
Yeah.
You learn so much from that show if you're doing it,
absolutely,
and you're doing similar to the same thing, right?
Absolutely. That episode was completely devoted to that. We don't do that every episode, but we go and try to lay out a scenario. And sometimes we have to make an adjustment in the middle of it, and I'll explain why I'm doing that. It's just really cool to share the knowledge that I've accumulated after 44 years of tournament experience. Started fishing when I was 10 with Mr. Watts tournaments, and
awesome.
and I'm still doing it. So been there a while.
I mean, and think about it too. With all of this going on, all right, the whole change with TV and everything, man. So much knowledge is there for us now. You're talking about educating the kids. That is the perfect example. Because
it is, Pat. And those little whippersnappers are quick. Where you and I had to wait a month to read about a tournament that was 6 months ago in the early 80s. Now they can see me take a black spinnerbait, thread a little piece of chartreuse on it for
Yeah.
a deal, and they can go out and do that in 5 minutes because they're watching online. So the learning curve has sped up. That's why we have so many of these young guys coming through the college ranks in the Elite Series now. So yes, that's really cool that it can happen that way. But still, fishing is a good, wholesome activity. It makes us use our mind. We're not over here playing some silly game, on these devices that we're using for this episode right here. And it's good. It's good to be outside. It's good to breathe the air. It's good to see the wood duck fly off the water. It's great to see the bald eagle. And down in Florida on live, I had a pod of manatee. I had 14 manatees swim right under the boat. It was incredible.
That's amazing.
Some of them were as big as tanks.
The sea
Some
cows.
of them were little kids. It was amazing. Those are the things that make us better people.
You know what the best thing is about what you just said is that all these young kids are getting this information so fast. You have all these college anglers coming on the Bassmasters, and guys like you and Rick Clunn, the veterans, are still coming out on top.
Kicking ass.
That's awesome.
Well,
that's the experience that they can't get yet.
In 28 years, 29 years of doing this, I woke up last fall and I thought, son of a gun, thank God Clunn's there. I'd be the oldest guy out there. So it's amazing how fast time flies with it, but I still love it. It still percolates in me. I think about fishing every moment of every day, trying to figure a better way to make that fish do something that he doesn't want to do, and that's bite an artificial lure. It's just an essence. It's a sickness. It's an illness. It's a disease. But it is who I am.
You talked about the goodness of the fresh air and getting the kids outside and everything else. But I want to tell you a very important part of my childhood all the way up until now, especially growing up in the north here, Mark, is that we had fishing on television in the winter. Yeah. So we couldn't go out, but we lived and breathed that air and learned through fishing. And for example, one of my fondest memories, man, and I've shared this with you before, is those ESPN blocks, man, on Saturday morning. You and Barkley, man, the days on the lake, the classic patterns. I mean, just amazing, man. I lived for that ESPN block. It was amazing then.
Well, it really was, and they took it to a new level of information. And I wish we could get back to that, getting away from this instant gratification. Fishing is it's just a magical thing that happens when you can blend your technology, your thought process, your intuition, and then the physical action of it and get a great result. And I don't know, guys. I hate to see the fact that we are losing numbers of fishing licenses. 20 years ago, there were 60 million of us that bought fishing licenses. Now only 40 million of us buy fishing licenses. Makes more room for me and you to go fishing, but I want more people out there doing it. And we've got an innate responsibility as seasoned anglers to do that recruit, bring more people, show them that this is a lot of fun, even if it's a little yellow perch this big or it's some kind of giant whatever. Man, it's just a great way to live.
Yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I live and breathe bass fishing, and bass fishing is for everyone. I mean, let's face it. Here's me, this long-haired hippie guy who's a bass fishing talk show host. Okay, here's a bearded drummer right here. The guy over there is a red-headed sorcerer. He's our producer. The guy over here, he's a hip-hop fisherman. But the common bond, the common denominator that we all share is we love bass fishing. That's magic. Yes. That's magic, man.
Hey, that is. That truly is all walks of life. What I really think is cool is the international anglers that we've had come into the sport. The first guy to ever make a Bassmasters Classic was Toshinari Namiki, and I struck up a great friendship with him. He has taken care of my kids for me. He's changed diapers. He's shown me all the cool baits that he makes. And the proficiency in how he goes about things, man, it makes me look like a lazy bum. I mean, it's amazing. So the international aspect, it's showing that fishing, bass fishing in particular, is growing. So we are seeing that, and that's great.
Hey, if you want to experience some bass fishing magic right now, Bass Fishing Galaxy, yes, you viewers out there, here's an opportunity. You can call up and talk
You can talk
to Mark Menendez. Say talk and Tark and Mark at the same time.
Talk and
you
Mark.
can talk to Mark Menendez right now. Call up 520-214-BASS. 520-214-2277. And here's an opportunity to talk to, in my opinion, the legend, Mark Menendez.
Wow.
I mean,
legend of the Woolly Swamp.
You never go
legend
back
of
in the
Fort-
Woolly Swamp.
Yeah.
You never go back at night. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So load him up. If you want to talk to Mark, here's an opportunity. 520-214-BASS. What do you say? You want to take some calls, guys? All right. I think let's give them an opportunity to talk to Mark Menendez. We have a fish on the line. Welcome to Stray Cast. You're on with Mark Menendez. Who's calling? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Uncle Pat, it's your nephew, Mikey.
Oh, hey. What's up, dude?
What's going on, buddy?
He's not really my nephew, just for full disclosure. What's going on?
I got a quick question for Mark. Mark, with the red eye shad, do you go with the 2-tap or do you go with the original?
Ooh, look at there.
Ooh, that's a good question. You know, the 2-tap has got that tungsten weight in it, and it has a much lower sound. I like that 2-tap in colder water. That lower harmonic frequency makes those lethargic fish move a little bit better. So in the colder water, the 2-tap. In the warmer water, all the regular red eye shad with all the noise that it makes is the way I go.
Makes sense. Good question, Mike.
Right.
All right, thanks. There it is, right there. Mike Krashenkis. Would you ever throw the silent one?
Not too much, but I will let a little tip out. I will go ahead and drill some of my baits and take some of the BBs out of there, particularly the 3/4 ounce one. So now I've got a 3/4 ounce size bait that only weighs a half, so I can fish that bigger profile shallower.
You little tinkerer,
blistered
you.
on several times.
That's fantastic.
He's a little tinkerer, isn't he?
I'm going to do that
Oh
tonight.
yeah, oh yeah, I tinker all the time.
Dude, I love lures. We've discussed it on this show before. It's like that's one of the things that actually got me into fishing was like playing with tackle boxes.
The toys.
The toys, yeah. I mean,
Colorful toys.
and I know you share the same passion. Old rods and reels, old lures, the whole thing. So let's play a bass fishing tackle history game. What do you say?
Okay.
Now there are right and wrong answers, and you are playing for a Stray Cast t-shirt. Okay? You're playing for a Stray Cast t-shirt. Now let me see what there is. So I only figure things out as I go, on the fly, so I don't ever plan ahead. So there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. So you have to get at least 4 of these correct
Okay.
to win a Stray Cast t-shirt. Are you ready? And this is in Jeopardy form, so you must answer in a question to make it even more difficult.
Okay, Alex.
Mr. Menendez, who is the manufacturer of the Fat Cat?
Oh, what is Bagley's?
What is Bagley's? There it is. Very good answer. Oh, okay. That was the correct sound. There we go. That was outstanding. This is a tough one. Be very impressed if you get this. The manufacturer of the original possum belly tackle box.
What is AFTCO?
Oh my gosh, you are so close. Now, you know how you started answering that by going, So take away the aft and put the in front of the co. Umco.
UMCO?
Umco. That's the name of the company. I thought he was going to nail it like right off the bat. Okay, there's one wrong.
He got the co.
He got the
quarter.
So
of it
yeah,
right.
we might give him that one. We might give him that one. Okay, well,
25% credit on that one.
this is the maker of the Weed Wader spinnerbait.
Oh, what is Fleck?
What is Flack? Very good. Menendez is good. I should have picked harder ones.
That dinger
motor
sounds like a
button.
Cheeto hitting a mason jar.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm not even going to give him this one then because he knows that one. Oh, this is a good one. They claimed to be the first 100% graphite rod.
Claimed to be the first 100% graphite rod.
They were made in Texas, Mark.
Wait, what is Skyline?
Oh, the Skyline is exactly right. See, why am I giving Mark Menendez clues? Damn it, Mark, beating me.
Crushing it.
Who is the manufacturer of the original speed spool reel?
Who is the? Say that again, Pat.
Who is the original manufacturer of the Lose speed spool reel?
Oh golly, I'm going to say, who is Ryobi?
Ooh, Ryobi is a correct answer, but they were not the first. Shimano
made the first one.
Shimano and then Ryobi. Yes.
Okay.
And they were beauties. Okay. And I guess, well, there's two left. He's got two wrong. You got to nail. How many has he got to nail? Producer? Two. He's got to get two more right. This is for all the marbles, okay? All the marbles, and they're super easy.
Or if he gets a quarter on each one.
A quarter? Yeah, because you had a half answer. Yes. Thank you.
I've got a half. So
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, last two questions. This is a gimme. If you get this wrong, we're just going to cut the feed.
My mom will call.
The manufacturer of the Spence Scout.
Oh, well, who is Strike King?
Okay, gave you that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Here's one
Do you
more.
still have any? Do you still use them?
I don't use them anymore, and in fact, I don't have them anymore. I do have the Balsa Strike King flat side and the Shad Rap type bait, though, which are amazing.
I threw that this week. That's how I found a bunch of fish this week.
All right.
Was on that old thumper bait.
The old custom Balsa?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nice. Last question. Super easy. For a Stray Cast t-shirt. Are you ready, Mark Menendez?
I'm ready.
The manufacturer of the Comet Minnow.
Oh, who is Maps?
Who is Maps? Ladies and gentlemen, we just wanted you to have a Stray Cast t-shirt in case you can't
I
tell.
would have given you $20 for one anyway. So.
Oh, my gosh. Mark Menendez. Dude,
Very well played.
I had so much fun with you tonight, man.
Well, this was fun. This is great. I really like what you're doing. It's light. It's lighthearted. It's a good time. And you're teaching, guys. You're teaching, even through the bad Rush jokes with your drummer over there next to you. It's great, and we have that innate responsibility to teach and show people that fishing is fun. And kudos to you guys. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Dude, thanks so much. And we got to do this more often, okay?
Anytime.
Let's have it.
But I'll make sure my mom's out of town so she doesn't mess up our phone call.
Well, let's just have your mom and my mom can hang out downstairs because my mom lets us come up in the attic and do this show every week. It used to be in the basement.
You still live with your mom, Pat?
Yeah, all of our moms live downstairs. Our entire crew. It's a community house. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, we got that going for us, and then they just cook and do our laundry and we fish. Our wives left us years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
They want nothing to do with us no more. But no, it's all good. And thank you so much for the compliment because we don't realize that we teach because we have so much fun doing this. And what might seem like nonsense to us may be gaining someone knowledge.
Well, it is. I mean, it's a lot of experience that you guys have. You're talking about all these old baits and there's one thing I would like to say. I'm going to take the microphone for a second.
Please
Pat.
do.
I want everyone that is listening to contact their state senator or their congressman. And what I'm referring to is please contact them referring to the Asian carp problem that we have in the Mississippi River drainage.
Gotcha.
This is an epidemic proportion problem. This is the bubonic plague of all episodes right now that's happening in nature. These things are going to devastate our ecosystems and our fish populations. And not only that, they're already hurting the economies in these local areas that are being hard hit.
It's devastating.
This is a check that our country cannot write because the Mississippi River drainage is about 60% of our country.
Wow.
So if everyone would please jump on this bandwagon, contact your state senator, your congressional person, write them a letter saying, please do what you can to combat the Asian carp problem. We need to do this as a group. Bass has gotten behind this with bass conservation. The other tournament organizations are starting to come around to it. If we don't do something, we're going to lose much of our opportunities for our young people to enjoy our waters and have enough game fish to go around.
Gotcha.
I've been involved with this from the onset. I've testified in front of Congress. I've given many a speech about this. It is a real epidemic, particularly in the Tennessee River and Cumberland rivers. We just got $11 million from Congress for Kentucky and Tennessee to really work on this battle, but we need more. We need to stop them from the Great Lakes, which we've been very successful through the Illinois River in Illinois.
Yes.
But this is all the way to Red Wing, Minnesota, all the way up the Missouri River, all the way south to Venice, Louisiana, and anything that touches the Mississippi River is now infected with these darn things. They're dangerous, and there are ways that we can do things with them that are positive. We're making concrete with them in Western Kentucky. We're feeding people. We're making fertilizer. We're doing all kinds. They're good to eat. They're good to eat.
That's what they're doing in Illinois. They're using them for fertilizer and feed.
So please contact your local senator and get them a letter and let them know.
Let me ask you this.
Important.
I appreciate your call to urgency here. Now, in this, I don't know if this is cheesy or if it's not doable, but is there some sort of template letter that might help people as a guideline to send to their state senate or their congressman?
You can go to the waroncarp.com or the War on Carp on Facebook and contact Judge Wade White. He is a judge executive in Lyon County, and he can get you that template letter. They are available, but that's Judge Wade White in Lyon County in Catawba, Kentucky. But on the waroncarp.com or the War on Carp on Facebook is how you can get in touch with him. That man has raised more cane, more hell, and has done more for the fight against these carp than any one person in regular life. We have other great biologists, other advocates, Ron Brooks from the state of Kentucky, Frank Fisk from Tennessee. Those guys are working the congressional aisles and lobbying to get things done. We need all of the anglers' help, and I plead and I beg for you guys to do that so that your children can enjoy our waterways just as we did.
Absolutely, and we'll put some links up too, and hopefully that helps too. So
anything helps. Yeah, any kind of awareness helps for everyone. So I'm grateful for you guys to do that. Thank you so much.
100%. And we know that you're very passionate about that, and that's just one of the things that we didn't get to tonight. I didn't get to talk to you about Dardanelle, one of my favorite Bass Elite tournaments of all time. So that means you got to come on again very soon, okay?
I will be glad to. Anytime, guys. I appreciate the time. I appreciate the fun, the jokes, the contest. It's a good time on Stray Cast, and I'll be watching all your casts from now on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
and please know, dude, how much pleasure you have brought to us through these years of bass fishing, man. So awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's an honor to get to do what I do. I'm grateful that I've been able to do this my entire life, and it's something you can do through the ages, as Clun has proven. He's 72 and has won 2 tournaments in the last 2 years. Just amazing individual, and we're all amazing. All fishermen are amazing.
Absolutely,
and that's what makes us fishermen.
And Clun's a shit brick house too. That guy's like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
the ageless wonder.
If you punch the guy, him and Tommy Martin, I think if you punched them, your hands would break.
They are both in great shape. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
You know what I'm seeing? Let's leave it on that note right there. Don't punch Rick Clun or Tommy Martin because you'll break your hand.
Because your hand will break.
Your hand will break.
Yep.
Mark Menendez, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Good night, and keep up the Stray Cast. I appreciate it, and we will see you guys soon.
Here's a toast.
Thanks, Mark.
A toast to Mark Menendez, and cheers. There it is, to life. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Mark Menendez, Bassmaster, Elite Series icon and legend and hero in my mind. Boom. There it is. Enjoy the rest of your evening, Mr. Menendez. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. That was awesome.
Yeah. What was your favorite part?
I can't believe. Man, I liked it all. I can't believe we didn't get to that Dardanelle thing either.
I know there's so much more
to talk about with
I
it.
know the Dardanelle Derby, and I wanted to talk more about the Asian carp, and I got more on antique lures, and I wanted to get into his picnic, his
Part 2.
his picnic basket. No, his Pickwick win, the whole deal. But we will definitely have Mark on again.
Part 2.
Very, very soon.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of soon, you know what's going to happen soon?
We're going to give away some stuff.
Somebody's going to win some stuff.
Yeah.
Line and Lure Conditioner, Kevin Van Dam's Line and Lure Conditioner, and Bow to Stern boat cleaning products can be yours if you liked and shared the live Facebook feed. It was that easy. If you didn't do it, you're a dum-dum. Plain and simple. Do we have a winner, Mr. JP High?
Oh, you know we do.
Okay, give me like a King's Royal Jester voice, JP.
Heary, we got a winner.
Yes, I love it.
I don't know what that was.
That's amazing, whatever it was.
Yes.
Of course you do.
We have a winner.
We have a winner. The winner
It's Chad Simmons.
Chad Simmons is the winner of the Line and Lure Bow to Stern giveaway product.
He is actually he's friends with that Elizabeth who gave Mark those magic skirts. So we're trying.
Elizabeth, please. I'm the host. Remember, Elizabeth, I get the skirts.
We want some magic
Not
skirts.
JP. Don't listen to JP. He's trying to pry you on the social media. I know, Elizabeth. Don't. And we'll send Mr. Simmons extra stuff for you. See how that works right there?
So, Chad, I hope you're still listening. If you're still listening, send Straycast Facebook page a private message. We'll get you your Line and Lure conditioner.
Line and Lure conditioner.
Boat to stern, boat cleaning products.
Boat to stern, bow to stern, boat over, under, easy, whatever way it takes. 6 and 5 half dozen of the other stuff will clean your boat, slices, dices, and even catches mices. Yes, this new amazing product by Bow to Stern can be yours by going to bowtostern.com.
And Line and Lure is a memory loss product.
It is.
I would like to say.
And not a short-term memory loss.
No, memory loss in
like
your
some
line.
medicinals.
You will lose memory in your line.
That is true.
Yes.
That is
100% true.
Which brings us back.
Hey, we were talking about shirts earlier. Just wanted to remind everybody, if you want to order shirts, Straycast shirts or hoodies, go to straycast.net, click shop, order some stuff. Got some shirts.
Buy some shirts.
Buy some shirts. How much are shirts?
Shirts are $20.
Shirts are $20, and we got
hoodies
hoodies.
are $35.
$35 for hoodies.
Yep.
Bang. There it is right there. Straycast.net. All kinds of great stuff. Hey, it's been another amazing show. I want to say it flies by so quick. What time is it? What do you?
I don't know.
We've been on forever and a day in 6 and 5 moments. But it's been amazing. I have fun here every time. Thank you so much for all of you that tuned in. Seriously. I like it. Keep going, Andy. Look at Andy. Just see how he was grinning back there? There it is. Okay, I'll do it.
It's like we just kind of opened the door to the club for a second.
Thank you to
Whoa.
who have tuned in tonight. Thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you to who's sending us the skirts? Helen?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Send us those skirts. We need those skirts.
Yeah, send those skirts.
And Helen send us skirts too.
All the ladies send us skirts.
Oh, everyone, smiles. It's a bass fishing galaxy, and we love you. Peace. We'll see you next week. I'm Pat Remley. Ciao.